Hello. Okay, so I got a bunch of different decks out, and I'm gonna just start pulling from this What's the Tea and What's the News app, what app, cards, deck. But we have Key Player right here, and Harmony. Okay, so that's nice. Could be coming into some type of harmonious connection. Oops. Yeah, if you're seeing this message, there could be something here for you. These cards are not talking very much. Okay, we got 5 cards right here. Yeah. The one I was just talking about. Okay, so we have an important person, somebody who's playing an essential role and is irreplaceable. Okay. But there could be some type of office politics going on. Okay, there could be certain alliances or secrets, power plays. Okay. People could be not being super direct with their intentions, right? And there could be this fear based on heavy emotions, okay? Somebody could be really wanting to move forward with a greater sense of truth towards a second chance scenario, okay? So let's make sure that this is for the highest timeline. But we got a key player and a main character energy right here. Somebody could be, you know, they could have been trying to just kind of be about, you know, excitement and fun and festivities, but at this point, somebody could be really kind of recognizing different ways that they're needing to heal. Okay, so it could be, you know, kind of quietly healing, not really wanting other people to be aware of the actions that they're taking, and they're wanting to, you know, use, they're wanting to be wise about what their intuition is and how it is that they are influencing other people, okay? So let me see. Excuse me. So, okay, so we have a key player, but somebody is, you know, kind of not being forthright with their feelings at this time. They're wanting to have, you know, a second chance with certain truth, and they are, you know, trying to quietly heal in different ways, recognizing that they're needing to pay attention to their influence and their intuition about, you know, whatever it is that they're going through. But at this point, somebody has received the lessons learned. They've received the evidence of, you know, these lessons. They've had certain epiphanies, and you know, they're recognizing certain situations that they felt could have been beneficial or desired, where, you know, they could have been, you know, receiving from the wrong intentions or energies. Okay. Somebody could be wanting to really kind of separate themselves from outer influences and, you know, get to a more contented position with their own intuition. Okay, somebody could be wanting to confess their feelings and be more carefree or open. Okay, there could have been some type of silent treatment. But at this time, somebody could be, you know, really wanting to release their inhibitions, okay? They can no longer deny the evidence of what their interests or desires are. Right? And somebody could be ready to move more intentionally towards a desired relationship dynamic. Let me get all of these over here. And they want to make their feelings, their own feelings, the priority at this time. Okay, somebody could be wanting to, take more time for self-care and moving forward towards mending in a situation that they feel they can no longer hide their truth from. Okay, we got the Queen of Cups and the Hermit. So somebody could have gone inward, really trying to prepare themselves for a more nurturing or loving relationship dynamic. And they could no longer be wanting to receive certain situations that were unfulfilling. Okay, they could be feeling that they've gone through a lot of healing and could be, kind of ready to receive what is for them on the other side of this. Okay, somebody could be kind of recognizing what it is that they're wanting to initiate towards, where there had been illusionary outlooks previously. Somebody could be recognizing what it is that they're really wanting to attain and feeling that they're moving forward towards success and victory. Okay, recognition for their actions. And two of these cards, the Four of Swords and then now this Six of Wands. Usually in the normal picture, it's just somebody by themselves, going on with whatever it is that they got going on. And then in these two pictures, they have a woman who is meeting them, right? So somebody could be wanting to, take action that they know that they're meant to, but also be, having the outcome that they're desiring from the actions that they're taking. So outside of just themselves. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody could be looking at things in a more destined way, ready to move forward into the next chapter and be receiving of what they know is meant for them. Okay. Yeah. Somebody could be feeling that they are leading themselves towards success. They could have battled through difficulty, but at this point they have, achieved a higher ability or status with what they know that they're bringing into a situation or manifesting. Somebody could be feeling like they are much more attuned to what their capabilities are, and they're getting to a much more celebratory outlook and expression when it comes to the steps that they know that they're needing to take to navigate through this transformation and move into the next chapter. Okay. Somebody could be like making the choice for themselves instead of holding on to negative bonds or being bound in certain ways. And they could be wanting to make more intentional plans. Here's another one where there's the woman right there meeting, So somebody could be recognizing that they are wanting to be open to a counterpart in a way that is showing them, that they can lead themselves in a way that they're wanting to. When it comes to plans or, what they feel purposeful within, but they're also coming into contact with a complementary connection. Okay, somebody feels that they have the strength to navigate in a way away from manipulation and deception and move forward towards really creating something larger with the desired team and partnership. Okay, so... all right. All right. Wow. So we got a lot of cups right here. There could be a lot of emotion involved at this time. And somebody could be feeling like there was some type of surprising turn of events that had initiated their awareness of what their emotions were. And at this point, they're wanting to pour into a situation more intentionally and kind of move forward in a more liberated way. There could be an awareness of, you know, really receiving what it is that they're wanting to, and there's just a need to engage in a way that's truthful within themselves and their emotions, and leading them towards a greater sense of fulfillment. Somebody could be feeling truly inspired and aligned with their spiritual awareness, their intuition, and purpose, okay? And they could have been navigating, like I said before, through different illusionary situations, but having a greater understanding of what it is that they're wanting to bring out of a situation, okay? Ouch. Somebody could have, you know, been in hermit mode, isolating and going within, really figuring out what they feel is, you know, truly important and purposeful. And at this point, they could be moving forward towards taking action to allow this in. When it comes to the plans, they could be anticipating the next step instead of just the initiating of a situation. They could be kind of ready to receive, you know, the excuse me, the new awareness that comes in once they initiate. Okay, and here's that other one I was talking about right there with the Four of Swords. So and we have the Chariot. So somebody could be really moving forward onto their, you know, true path in a way where they're feeling much more healed and also supported when it comes to the difficulty that they could have been navigating through. Okay, in my throat. Somebody could have a flog and a float. But yeah, there's definitely somebody who's getting to a greater sense of contentment within themselves and what it is that they've built at this time. They could be ready to receive, you know, what the next step is. Oh, how cute. We got the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. Okay, so somebody could be feeling like, you know, once they initiate in this way, they could be moving forward freely and, you know, logically into the next position, ready to receive, you know, when it comes to a divinely guided relationship or new emotionally fulfilling beginning that they could be feeling that they're really wanting to devote themselves to. Okay, they could be seeing how they could have been like blinding themselves from what their true desires were and allowing for others to kind of take the forefront of what it was that they were meant to be receiving. Like, so they could have allowed for somebody else to be making certain choices for them. But at this point, somebody could be really feeling like they are, you know, wanting to extend themselves in a way that they know is meaningful. Okay, somebody's paying attention to their intuition, no longer open to undesired offers, and they're ready to move forward into a new beginning, a new cycle, recognizing the protection and the guidance that they're receiving, and having a greater sense of truth and clarity as they, you know, move into this. Okay, they could be feeling that they've received certain messages that they were, you know, needing of or desiring of in order to feel more confident. Okay. Ooh. We got the Empress and the Hierophant right here. So somebody could be aligning with their higher self and knowing that they're really going to be receiving what is meant for them. They could be feeling a lot more nurturing and focused on creating from a more divine level. Okay, they could be ready to educate or inform others of what their desires are or what this higher knowledge is. Okay, they could be feeling that they've received the keys that they needed for certain locks, you know, in order to navigate and open up to, you know, these new pathways. Oh, well, wow, look at that. How cool. So we got the Fool and the Six, the Six of Swords. Okay, somebody can be feeling like they are nearing their desired outcome. Okay, they could have been, you know, really kind of moving forward in a carefree way, unsure of what they were going to be receiving, but moving forward towards what they're desiring of. And they could be, you know, feeling like they are reaching kind of like the last leg of their journey in a certain way that is leading them towards emotional fulfillment and abundance in their life, okay? Receiving what could be considered a true gift, all right? And somebody could be recognizing that they are getting the assistance that they need to in a position that they had been maintaining for themselves, okay? They could have been, you know, fighting battles solo for a long time, but at this point they're looking around and seeing that they actually have the support that they're desiring of. And somebody could be ready to really kind of initiate in a way where they're moving forward, you know, with the growth and the maturity that they've achieved. They could be, you know, taking this to the next level. Okay, and ready to kind of pick up the pieces in their life in order to recognize where it is that they're wanting to dedicate themselves. Okay. Oh, and we get the sun right here. So somebody's looking at things from a much more positive perspective, getting to more playful and enthusiastic awareness with what type of efforts they're wanting to put into a situation. Okay. Yeah, somebody's wanting to persevere and move forward, following their heart, receiving what they know that they need to, and being able to give back in the same type of way. Okay, so there could be this, like, once somebody takes action, they're recognizing the reciprocal energetic exchange that they will be entering into. And they could be recognizing that they're receiving the cooperation that is desired of for them to move forward towards their long-term goals with what they feel is something that they can truly treasure. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. Yeah, there could be a lot of overwhelming fears that could be looming over in some type of way. But somebody's ready to take action quickly and precisely when it comes to, you know, closing out of the negative outlook, okay? They're, you know, they could be recognizing that they've been restricting themselves from certain aspects of healing or, you know, getting to a more joyful position. But at this point, they could be recognizing that they are wielding a new truth. I'll look at both these cards right here. Page of Swords, Queen of Swords. So somebody's wielding, they've educated themselves in a certain way and are wielding their new truth where they can recognize and discern the major transformation that has occurred and move forward more confidently and passionately towards a new beginning. Okay, I'm going to just keep pulling across here. We got the Two of Pentacles and the Empress. Somebody created a balance in order to receive what they know is meant for them. Let me just pull these out really quick. And somebody could be really preparing themselves to engage in a situation that they feel would be, you know, emotionally fulfilling on a personal level. Okay, they could be recognizing that they could have been moving slowly while creating momentum. They could have felt that they were almost like being at one with the environment that they were in, but at this point they're, you know, recognizing what they're wanting to move forward towards for their long-term goals instead of being kind of placated and you know, stay in a situation that wasn't necessarily where they were meant to be staying, or, you know, and let me see what their true destination was. Okay, so somebody could be recognizing that they've been going through a transformation, but, you know, the inside of a, you know, transformation, this transitional period is not where you're meant to be staying. It's like there's the beginning before the transformation, there's the transformation is the center, the set, you know, the middle part of a scenario, and then there's the outcome of the transformation. So somebody could be kind of recognizing that they are, you know, going through certain levels of difficulty and conflict, but we got Justice. Okay, they would be, you know, coming into a greater alignment with where they're meant to be as soon as they kind of take action in the way that they're knowing they're supposed to, and moving forward into the next chapter and, you know, phase of a situation. Okay. The numbers 49, 4949. Let me see. 29. What numbers they've been like following me the past couple days. Those are it right now. 1111. But yeah, somebody could be kind of recognizing signs and synchronicities around them that are helping with guidance. Hold on. Okay. Somebody could be wanting you to do something. Get up and go. Okay. These cards. Okay, we got a bunch of cards. Let's find out what the story is. Okay. Making sure I got the audio back on. Oh my gosh, these cards just won't stop right now. Okay, here we go. There we go. We'll see what these two want to say afterwards. Half the deck later, okay. Alright, look at that. Okay, so somebody is quickly moving forward towards alignment with their higher self. Okay, they could be knowing what action and communication that they're meant to be taking or having that's leading them towards success. They could be recognizing that they know what is important to them in order to, you know, navigate through major shifts and changes, and they could be feeling like they have the you know, the skill and the mastery in order to move forward with what they feel is purposeful plans. Okay, somebody could be really paying attention to their intuition, looking at things in a much more healed way, and stabilizing themselves when it comes to what their desired emotional expression is. Okay, they could be ready to follow their heart and surrender into a situation. Okay, closing out cycles of pain and negativity and staying true to their own awareness at this time, regardless of the opposition. They could be recognizing that as they do stay true to this, they could be receiving more cooperation instead of challenge or conflict. And they could be getting to a position of really feeling secure and confident within their own energy. Okay, there could be a lot of healing that's going on in a way that could have been, you know, abstract in a lot of different ways, but there is a greater sense of joy and innocence that's being expressed as they open themselves up more, you know, naturally, or even if it is abstract, they could be feeling much more at ease within their true desired expression. And they could be recognizing that they're taking actions that are leading them towards their long-term goals. They could be paying attention to, you know, the divine guidance in certain relationships, and they could be ready to devote themselves more intentionally. Seeing the true kind of personal wishes coming true, and emotional fulfillment that could be occurring, and is leading them towards, you know, what they know they have the strength within in order to create their you know, true empire, or you know, life in a way that they are feeling confident within, okay, and celebratory. Somebody could be, you know, maintaining their vision despite the conflict that they're facing, and knowing what steps that they're meant to be taking because they're looking from a higher perspective. They could be ready to present some type of message of love, or some type of offer when it, you know, towards somebody who they're, you know, really desiring of or feeling purposeful within. And somebody's ready to take a leap of faith, knowing what they're wanting to dedicate themselves to, and move into a new beginning. All right, that's cool. Let's see. All right, somebody could have been holding on and maintaining the position for a long time, but at this point they can see a greater alignment and stability that they're entering into. And they could have been, you know, educated in a way that they are no longer questioning what steps they're meant to be taking, but knowing that they've achieved the awareness or the guidance that they needed. Okay, let's see, we got this one and then one more deck. Okay, so somebody's feeling charged with love. Okay, they got happy thoughts. And what's this one? It says good vibes only. Okay. Pretty cool. Somebody's relaxing into this, okay, and they are, you know, blossoming at this time, really kind of allowing for themselves to bloom. Somebody's seeing new sights, okay, they feel like they are, you know, lucky, and they are really paying attention to the beautiful view that they are coming into in their life. Somebody's wanting to be themselves, okay, awaken their energy and shine their light. Let me start pulling really quick. Somebody's ready to step into the position. They're allowing for transformation and receiving their strength and their power. All right. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to pull these. That's so bad. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I've got the good vibes only. Transformation. Hold on. Oops, put it back in there. Okay, so you come and do. Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, somebody is only allowing for good vibes. Okay. They're wanting to step into the position for this transformation. They could be having a lot of hidden growth, recognizing hidden beauty, and paying attention to things in with a more holy outlook. Okay, somebody could have been going through waves of emotion. Okay, and feeling things from a deeper position. They could be feeling that these emotions are monumental, all right? And they can be moving into a greater state of abundance, okay? Somebody is building their strength. They could have had major transformations. They could be much more at ease within their own solitude and contemplation, getting to a greater sense of peace and clarity, okay? Somebody's ready to follow their dreams. They're changing their perspective, and they're wanting to give back, okay? And they're, you know, wanting to move into healing or rejuvenation, and, you know, kind of relaxing into this desired position. Somebody is dancing to their own rhythm, feeling liberated, okay, and free. And let's see. Okay, somebody is kind of ready to relax into this new awareness. Okay, they're wanting to celebrate the little things. Okay, and they could be recognizing that, you know, God has ordered, let me see, it says Rak Shazaka Mats, which is God is leading the way, and, what is it? I can't remember the whole term right now, but it's like talking about he leads your steps to victory. Okay, so he could have been, you know, walking in place prior for you, setting, you know, kind of leading your steps or whatever. But somebody could be really seeing things in a more positive perspective. Okay, they could be recognizing that this situation is different from the rest, and they're wanting to explore the situation. Okay, let me see. We got, yeah, somebody's charged with love. Okay, they could be feeling that they are moving forward into an enticing and mysterious situation, but they feel that they are guided, guarded, and protected. Okay, in the zone and balanced. Okay, okay. All right. Let's see what else we got here. We got justice. Okay. Oh. And there could be certain hidden enemies, but you are, yeah, certain people could be trying to create a lack or scarcity in your life. But you could be recognizing that you're moving into a position where there's a true balance coming in, regardless of the anxiety that others are trying to place upon you. Okay, you could be having clarity, truth, and balance within you. Okay, and feeling, you know, a greater sense of ease within a more healed outlook. Okay, this whole deck over here is fallen. So somebody could have received some type of wake-up call when it comes to false people in their life. Okay, and they're recognizing the real ones. All right, as well. So, all right, let's see. What else do we need to know? I feel like one of these was like wanting to come out, but is it this one? Yeah. So yeah, there could have been anxiety that somebody was dealing with, intrusive thoughts, or confusion. Okay. But at this point, somebody is no longer allowing for the outlook of loss. Okay, they're focused on their true vision of what they had, you know, really wanted to bring into their life, and they could be aligning with their higher self and within more celebratory relationship dynamics. Okay. Excuse me. We have the Emperor and the Six of Pentacles. So somebody could be really kind of in a higher position in certain ways where they know their strength and their capability and their status. And they could have been having situations where they weren't receiving what it was that they, you know, had desired in comparison to what they were able to give. But at this point, we got the Six of Pentacles right here. Somebody could be really, you know, recognizing that they are receiving what it is that they're desiring of, and, you know, able to give freely, okay? Free will, that's something that has been coming up this week, where it's like each person has their own, you know, will and, you know, free will to make the choices that they are desiring of, you know, and there could have been some type of question of, you know, or resistance in certain situations, based on not wanting to be, you know, controlled or regulated. But, you know, when you kind of recognize that the actions that you take are, you know, really up to you, somebody could be kind of getting to a greater confidence with what it is that they're wanting to bring in and what they're wanting to allow. Okay, and, and somebody could be moving quickly towards a situation where they feel there is, you know, a divinely, you know, lead pair, okay? They could be feeling like, you know, what they're wanting to give and receive of can finally be like in a more balanced way, okay? And they could be creating momentum in order to move forward freely with their, you know, heart-led desires and create a greater balance in their life in comparison to when they were dealing with karmic connections and scenarios, okay? Somebody could be really surrendering in, looking at things from a different perspective and feeling lit up, okay? They could be surrendering into a new beginning where they're recognizing that they're protected and guided and aligned with, you know, with God. They could be moving forward where they are more intentionally creating with a greater sense of passion and purpose instead of being, having their energy be siphoned or drained by other people's negative intentions or things that were really trying to get them off of this path, okay? All right, so somebody could have matured and leveled up in a lot of different ways where they are ready to move forward into a much more fulfilling relationship status or position, and they could be looking at things in a much more healed way when it comes to what is drawing their attention, or, you know, that what it is that they can't stop thinking about, okay? We got the Lovers right here. So somebody could be ready to make more loving choices, not only for themselves, but for their, you know, desired connections. The Owls are, we got 10-10 right here. Somebody's wanting to close out pain and negativity and, you know, kind of stop themselves from dedicating their situation or kind of feeling the burden of the pain from false people in their life, okay? And they could be ready to move forward with a greater strength and confidence within themselves and their true connections at this time, okay? So yeah, somebody could be recognizing, you know, the false people in their life, and instead of, you know, acting like this is just the way it is, right? Somebody could be really ready to, you know, close out cycles and open up to, you know, what it is that they're really wanting to form and create, what they feel is truly important. Yo. Right, yeah, somebody could be feeling that they have mastered themselves. We had 10-10 and now we have 8-8. So somebody could be feeling that they've mastered themselves and have, you know, are aware of the skills and the abilities that they have to bring into a situation, okay? They could be recognizing that they've been restricting themselves from, you know, true devoted connections. And we have 2-2 as well. So that's interesting because 8-8 plus 2-2 is 10-10. So somebody could be really kind of recognizing the different aspects that go into the shifts that they're wanting to create, instead of feeling like they just, I gotta do this differently, I gotta do this differently, instead of like, you know, just saying how I gotta do this differently, or that you have to. They're recognizing the how of, you know, what actions they're meant to be taking, okay? So yeah, somebody could be recognizing how they've been restricting themselves from, you know, a true devoted relationship dynamic that was divinely aligned and guided. And they could have been blocking themselves from this, and also, you know, either desired offers or presenting themselves and creating, you know, moving forward with their desired offer. Okay, but at this point, somebody could have really been searching inward, you know, kind of looking inward for what is lighting them up, and they could be recognizing that, you know, they've found their own inner light, okay? And they could be having a discernment, a clarity and a truth when it comes to what it is that they are, you know, truly desiring, or who, right? There's been a major transformation based on something that somebody's been educated about, and somebody could now stabilize themselves when it comes to the pain and the difficulty they've been holding on to previously. Okay, we have 5-5 now. So somebody's looking for you know, cooperation rather than conflict. And, you know, could be really kind of seeing the difference between the pain that they had carried around and the support that they could be receiving, okay? All right, yeah, somebody could have been really holding their position for a long time, battling through things in a solo way, but they could be ready to really open themselves up to a desired and complementary team dynamic, okay? We got the Fool and the Priest, or the Empress right here, so somebody could be really initiating in a more carefree way, taking a certain leap of faith and knowing that they're receiving what is meant for them. And we got Justice and Judgment and Ten of Pentacles. Cute. Cute. So yeah, somebody's knowing that they're leading themselves towards alignment, okay, new awarenesses, and, you know, truth, balance, and clarity, and true justice that they've been desiring of. That's helping for them to lead towards their long-term goals much more intentionally, instead of feeling, you know, that they're separated from this or unable to achieve this, okay? Whoa. Alright, let's see what these are. Okay. So, there could have been something that somebody was holding on to the desire of for a long time, and at this point they're recognizing that they are no longer wanting to entertain undesired offers in order to achieve this, okay? They could be feeling that they're moving forward more intentionally towards true success and victory, okay? And they feel that they are aligning with their higher self, or their, oops, I guess that too, but, their intuition, okay, and feeling like they are, you know, really prepared to present themselves in a way that they can feel confident with, okay? They could be feeling like they've opened their, you know, third eye in a way where they're no longer denying the visions that they had. And, oh shit, with the hidden enemy right here, we got the Devil. So somebody could be kind of much more easily able to see the toxic or unhealthy bonds and dynamics that had been really kind of, you know, whether or not it was blatant, you know, previously or not, they could be being much more aware of, you know, the true interference that had been going on, okay? And what had been keeping them from, you know, opening up in a way that they knew they were desiring of, or leading them towards where they wanted to be, okay? So there could be a greater recognition of truth within unhealthy dynamics, okay? And look at that, we got the King of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Somebody could be really knowing what they're wanting to do, knowing what steps they're wanting to take with the action and communication, having a greater sense of focus and intention, bringing themselves from one place to another. And with the, you know, this card, I always look at it, it's like, you know, somebody's acting in a purposeful way, or, you know, embodying their sense of purpose, okay? So somebody could be no longer questioning what their true feelings are. They could be dismissing certain toxic or unhealthy dynamics that they feel were, you know, kind of leading them away from where they were desiring to be. And they could be creating the balance that they need within themselves to open up to, you know, emotionally fulfilling new beginnings. Okay? All right. And they could be, you know, balancing themselves when it comes to emotional manipulation as well. And ready to present themselves in a way that is, you know, something that they could have, you know, denied the importance of previously. They could be getting to a more confident position with what their true desired expression is in comparison to the manipulation they had been receiving of previously, okay? So there's a stability within someone's foundation that they're forming, and they're using their discernment when it comes to other people's negative intentions, okay? And what they're trying to put onto you, okay? So we have ascension. Somebody's really ascending and aligning in a way that they, with the four wands right there. Somebody's ascending and aligning with themselves in a way where they're, you know, leveling up and, you know, being at one with their true self while also leading towards the desired structure and relationship dynamic they're wanting to feel secure, or that they could be feeling secure within. Okay. Somebody could be feeling that they're wanting to move forward passionately regardless of other people's negative outlooks or intentions, and they could be kind of grasping a more innocent outlook instead of focusing on the negativity. Okay, somebody's getting to a greater sense of trust within themselves, and they're moving forward, really kind of anticipating what could be coming in for them as they take these actions. And they could be, you know, getting to a more confident position and feeling, you know, that they are truly prepared to stay true to themselves. They could be, you know, recognizing that they're protected and guided, and somebody could be really ready to present themselves and their emotions in a way that is leading them towards their, you know, true destined path. Okay. Could be helping for them to walk away from, you know, lack and scarcity outlooks and move forward towards true positive outcomes. Oh. With a divine partner. How cute. All right. So there could have been a lot of deception and manipulation that was creating confusion in someone, but at this point they're getting to a more confident position with their own emotional expression. Okay, they're recognizing illusionary dynamics and also being able to see much more clearly what their true path is with the divine guidance that they're receiving. Okay, we got social media right here, and somebody's making plans. Okay, and then we have the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands right there. So somebody could be really making plans where they know that they're leading themselves towards you know, more forward moving position within what they're desiring to come in. Okay. All right. And yeah, somebody could be using their own sense of truth when it comes to facing their fears and making major shifts in their life. Okay, they could be feeling that they're being stabilized in a way that's leading them towards true soul connections, and you know, leading them into the next chapter. Wow, okay. How long have I been here? 47 minutes. All right. What time is it? 9:45. Okay, I gotta go. Yeah, we got the Fool right here. So somebody could be ready to take a leap of faith. All right, hold on. I gotta switch this around. Okay. And I was gonna see what was going on the bottom of this other deck, so hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, somebody's recognizing the real ones, and they're wanting to initiate towards this. Okay, they're frustrated and, you know, kind of wanting to go against certain expectations, moving forward towards, you know, what they feel is bringing them a greater sense of wholeness or feeling overjoyed. Okay, they could have been, they could be wanting to act with urgency towards a relationship they feel a, you know, kind of past life connection with. Okay, and they could have had some type of wake-up call when it comes to fake people wanting to take their energy back and create certain boundaries. Okay. Right, somebody could have been really going through different love bombing situations, but at this point they're wanting to move forward towards what they feel is a true connection, and they could have been keeping to themselves, okay, or making a minimal effort within. All right. Okay, well, hopefully this helps in some way, and what's happening here? Okay. Yeah, so somebody could be, you know, really kind of getting to a greater understanding of what action they're meant to be taking in order to bring them to the position they're desiring to be, instead of anticipating everyone else is going to be leading them in the right way, you know. So, all right, cool. I'll probably be back on a little bit, but I gotta go meet somebody. All right, bye.